Imagine buying one of the most expensive sports cars on earth, driving it proudly like a king, then realizing the clutch feels like it came from a farm machine. Most people would complain, cry quietly, and return to their normal life. Ferruccio Lamborghini did something funnier. He looked at Ferrari and basically said, "Fine, I'll build my own car, with better everything." Yes, Lamborghini began because a tractor maker got annoyed. Before the roaring engines, sharp doors, and posters on teenage bedroom walls, Lamborghini was not a supercar dream. It was mud, grease, tractors, and one very confident Italian man who probably looked at problems the way most people look at breakfast. Ferruccio Lamborghini was born in 1916 inches northern Italy, into a farming family. His parents wanted him close to the land. But Ferruccio was more interested in machines than vegetables. If a tractor coughed, he listened. If an engine sneezed, he understood. If a bolt was loose, he probably judged it personally. Then came World War II. Ferruccio served as a mechanic, working with military vehicles. This was not glamorous. No red carpets, no champagne. Just engines breaking at the worst possible time, and mechanics learning to fix them before everyone panicked. That experience made him practical, fast, and slightly dangerous in a workshop. After the war, Italy needed rebuilding. Farmers needed machines. Fields needed tractors. And Ferruccio saw opportunity sitting right there in the dirt. He started building tractors from leftover military parts. That sounds like a garage project invented by a man with too much confidence and not enough sleep. But it worked really well. Farmers wanted affordable, reliable machines. Ferruccio gave them exactly that. Lamborghini Trattori grew quickly. Suddenly, the mechanic from a farming family became a wealthy industrialist. He bought nice houses, wore nice suits, and most importantly, bought very nice cars. And Ferruccio loved cars. Not normal cars. Fast cars. Elegant cars. Cars that made neighbors stop pretending they were not staring. He owned Alfa Romeos, Maseratis, and Ferraris. At that time, Ferrari was the king of Italian performance. A Ferrari was not just transportation. It was a red, loud, expensive announcement that your bank account had eaten spinach. But Ferruccio noticed something strange. His Ferraris were fast, beautiful, and dramatic. They were also, in his opinion, not perfect. The clutch kept giving him trouble. Now, most owners would take the car back and respectfully ask for repairs. Ferruccio was not most owners. He inspected the problem and realized something hilarious. The clutch parts were similar to parts used in his tractors. Imagine that moment. You buy a legendary racing machine, open it up, and think, wait, I know this part. My farmers use this. As the famous story goes, Ferruccio went to Enzo Ferrari himself. This was like walking into a lion's house and suggesting the lion should improve its haircut. Ferruccio told him the clutch was weak and the car could be better. Enzo Ferrari was not famous for gently accepting criticism from tractor builders. He reportedly dismissed him, suggesting that Lamborghini should stick to tractors because he did not understand sports cars. That sentence may have been the most expensive insult in automotive history. Because Ferruccio did not go home defeated. He went home activated. Some people hear criticism and feel sad. Ferruccio heard criticism and started a supercar company. This is why you should be careful when insulting a rich mechanic with factory access. In 1963, Automobili Lamborghini was born in Sant'Agata Bolognese, not far from Ferrari territory. That was not an accident. This was not a polished business plan. This was a mechanical revenge story with leather seats. Ferruccio hired brilliant engineers and designers. He wanted a grand touring car that was fast, powerful, refined, and easier to live with than a race car disguised as a punishment device. The first major result was the Lamborghini 350 GT. It was elegant, smooth, and serious. It did not scream like later Lamborghinis. It spoke in a deep Italian voice and said, "Yes, I am expensive, but I have manners." The car proved Lamborghini was not just a tractor man having a midlife crisis with metal. He could actually build a world-class sports car. But then, Lamborghini did something wild. In 1966, the Mira arrived, and the car world stared like someone had just brought a spaceship to dinner. The Mira placed the engine behind the driver. in a layout that looked insane for a road car at the time. It was low, beautiful, aggressive, and unbelievably modern. Many people consider it one of the first true supercars. It did not just compete with Ferrari, it changed what dream cars could look like. Suddenly, Lamborghini was not the angry tractor company anymore. It was the brand of beautiful chaos. And that became the formula. Lamborghini cars were not quiet gentlemen. They were loud guests at a luxury party. Ferrari had racing tradition. Lamborghini had drama, sharp edges, and the energy of a billionaire who discovered espresso. The Countach later pushed this even further. Wedge shape, scissor doors, angles everywhere. It looked less like a car and more like a doorstop designed by aliens with excellent taste. That is the funny thing about Lamborghini. It began with practicality, tractors, repairs, engineering, useful machines for farmers. But it evolved into the least practical object imaginable. A Lamborghini is not what you buy because you need to go grocery shopping. It is what you buy when you want the grocery store to feel underdressed. Still, beneath all the drama, the origin makes perfect sense. Ferruccio Lamborghini was not just angry. He understood machines. He understood customers. He understood that a luxury car should not only be fast, it should feel special, powerful, and complete. He believed a great machine could be both beautiful and usable. He wanted refinement, not just racing noise and mechanical suffering. Of course, the company had difficult years. Money problems came. Ownership changed. The original founder eventually stepped away. Lamborghini became bigger than Ferruccio himself. But the spirit remained. Every famous model still carries a little bit of that original argument. The Miura, Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador, Huracan, and Revuelto all feel like they are answering one old insult with 12 cylinders and absolutely no indoor voice. And yes, the bull logo fits perfectly. Ferruccio was born under the Taurus zodiac sign, and he admired the strength of bulls. Many Lamborghini models were named after famous fighting bulls. That branding choice was almost too perfect. Ferrari had the prancing horse. Lamborghini brought the raging bull. One elegant, one furious. Both Italian. Both expensive enough to make your wallet pretend it never knew you. So how did Lamborghini begin? Not from a racing team. Not from a childhood dream of building posters for bedroom walls. Not from some magical lightning strike of inspiration. It began with a mechanic who got rich building tractors, bought a Ferrari, found problems, complained to the wrong man, got insulted, and turned that insult into one of the most iconic car brands ever created. That is the lesson. Sometimes frustration is just frustration. But sometimes frustration has a factory, engineers, and enough confidence to challenge Ferrari. Ferruccio Lamborghini could have accepted the insult. He could have gone back to tractors and lived comfortably. Instead, he built a rival so powerful that decades later, people still tell the story like a business fairy tale with engine oil. One man walked into a conversation as a customer. He walked out as competition. And somewhere in automotive heaven, a clutch plate is probably still sweating.